In the SAP landscape of professional services, or even professional services in general, the whole topic of uh, digital transformation and how that's affecting and changing the way that we look at our business. Those who run SAP and use SAP technology are no different. Professional services firms traditionally have been, kind of a vanguard of the, you know, digital transformation, but a lot of times it's your customers that are doing the transformation and they're coming to you looking for resources and backfilling of either personnel or outsourcing of activities. But you, as a professional services organization, you've gone through this or starting through this digital disruption yourselves, and now you're experiencing that. And I mean, it was amplified, of course, by the COVID pandemic and with the major trends infecting how we engage with our clients, how they're structured, and even in some cases who we compete against. The professional services, as a market as a whole, has changed, and the priorities and even the business models are changing as we look at whether we're doing now going to more of an outcome based engagement where it's not just a time and material type of engagement anymore. Clients are increasingly focused on business outcome of the engagement rather than just an effort and negotiating prices around that. They're looking for levers to be able to transform their own business, and us as professional services being able to provide that platform and that lever to be able to do that. you know Traditionally, we've also been a talent network, and how we went and looked at talent and being able to identify it, but also whether that was our own people or now even freelancers, and being able to engage in the freelance market to be able to bring those people in. And then last thing that I see changing in the professional services realm is knowledge as a service, realizing that our expertise and the content and the collateral that we have internally, and being able to you know offer that knowledge as a service, not as just a time and material, because that value is more than just the number of hours we can get you from a professional services traditional engagement. But how do we turn that into a differentiation and make it a service that we can sell, and sell those knowledge vaults, and be able to change the way we work. COVID has shown that how we've traditionally gone to market needs to change, and is changing dynamically, whether we like it or not. One of the use cases from an SAP standpoint in being able to manage our projects from an SAP standpoint is that ability to use SAP's project and portfolio management to be able to manage those engagements. How do we build competitive bids? How do we manage that project to make sure that we're making timely and informed decisions, not just working off of the gut feel or the seat of the pants decision just based on how things feel? How do we make those informed decisions? SAP provides tools to be able to do that, to make competitive bids, to be to meet the more and more sophisticated customer and their requirements, and at the same time ensure that our engagements are executed successfully, of course, and most importantly, profitable. How do we look back at projects that we've run in the past and be able to leverage those as the baseline of our projects going forward? Imagine a platform that underpins the concepts of key processes and value chain management, if you will. Orchestrate that with a delivery, and ensuring the outcomes and the results translate into what you expected. SAP's platform understands the nature of unstructured nature of customer requirements sometimes, and how do we work those into that work package to be able to intelligently provide the service to the customer, but also be able to manage our internal resources. And again, using those past bids and projects, and being able to recommend a previous project that's the closest fit to what you're proposing now, and be able to combine a mix of skills and resource availability, all the previous learning from a machine learning. How do we bring all that in so we can deliver our project successfully? SAP is able to do that with the SAP portfolio and project management. That ties directly into how do we manage our resources. So, people become a key component of what we offer as a professional services industry. But that timely engagement with staffing to make sure the right resources, visibility into staffing pipeline, staffing portfolio, that's a challenge for us in the industry a lot of times. And a lot of times those are disparate systems that we're looking at and using to be able to understand that. SAP allows us to bring all that into one place, and imagine a platform that supports you in delivering your strategy, but also bridges that gap between opportunity and delivery capability. Collecting the skill sets of your employees and even contingent workers that you may be bringing in as well, and builds a skill profile so that as you need people for filling a project, your staffing managers understand who's available and what skill sets match to those people, and be able to collaborate and understand the utilization of that person. Not being able to overcommit them to a project that they can't be on, which is going to make your current customer maybe unhappy that you're pulling a resource to put onto another project. So SAP provides that holistic view of that resource allocation and understanding that, but even also bringing in machine learning to be able to see the types of projects people have been on in the past, propose them for new projects, so that you can deliver, a staff project and deliver the work in a timely way. The technology to learn what matches, what success, and be able to use that to help you in the future with managing not only your internal talent, but contingent talent to be able to staff your projects successfully. That tracking of time from a cost standpoint becomes important. And for a lot of people, that time entry and time capture lives outside of their ERP, so they're having to pull that data in. SAP provides the tools to be able to have a embedded timesheet to be able to capture that time, understand the activities that person was working on, which work packages of the project that they were involved with. So that could also drive different billing elements that take place. And by having it holistically in one system, one, we're capturing the time from a cost standpoint, but we're also being able to pull that in to some automated billing processes, because cash flow becomes very important when we think about our business and how do we bill and bill accurately, because just billing for the sake of billing, but if it's incorrect, your customer is going to be slow to pay. They're going to be disputing those items. So how do we take the time entry against those activities that the person has worked, and being able to automatically bring that in, generate the appropriate billing request that may need to be reviewed, and ultimately generating that billing out to our customer, therefore increasing cash flow, increasing working capital, reducing our disputes that we may have with our customers, and being able to make our business not only more profitable, but more efficient in the process. And all that ties back in, of course, to finance and the integration of those postings to finance to provide insights to our project profitability. But also, as we talked about earlier with the whole financial, with the staffing and the planning, we can get into forecast and being able to forecast the resource needs, whether that is we need additional resources, and being able to compare the plan as we originally quoted the project versus our forecast of how we're trending, and then also our actuals to be able to see where we are and get that real-time insight into project revenue, project cost, project profitability. And that revenue recognition also becomes a key component of that. And because it's all within one system, SAP allows us to manage those rev rec requirements, whether that is to defer some revenue or recognize unbilled revenue. If you're in a subscription model that maybe you need to have billed, but you have not, we can recognize that unbilled revenue, therefore keeping your financials more accurate in terms of being able to understand at any point in time where we are on our project profitability and understanding the profitability of our projects. So taking, from time entry and timely billing all the way over to revenue recognition, all wrapped around managing our project and our project profitability. Also within SAP's portfolio and project management, we have the ability to manage, not only the profitability, but the resource utilization. So we talked a little bit earlier about how we are, able to assign our resources to the projects, understand the correct staffing level based on the effort that we say we need, and also our forecast of how we're trending. Part of that also comes into how do we manage that project from a risk standpoint. SAP provides embedded tools to give us a risk matrix, understanding, how the project is trending from a staffing standpoint, from a cost standpoint, from a time standpoint. How do we put that into a dashboard and be able to allow the project manager, the steering committee, to understand project risk, whether that is time, whether that is cost, all the trends around that, to provide us the basis of a project governance. So not just looking at it from a profitability standpoint, but also looking at it holistically of the entire project and being able to create that risk matrix and understand everything that's happening, what is trending in the right direction, what may be trending in the wrong direction, or maybe neutral. SAP provides those tools to be able to monitor in the dashboards, to monitor all of those processes from a staffing and a profitability, but also just a trend from a risk matrix standpoint. And in conclusion, as we talk about the professional services industry, traditionally we've always been built on a leveraged talent model, relying on teams of top experts. Today, the model gives way to how do we automate basic tasks? How do we provide a digital knowledge-based product? Or how do we rely on a network of workers who may not even be our employees? They may be contingent employees that we're bringing in for certain tasks. The way we've traditionally looked at professional services has changed a little bit. And as business changes and evolves, you need a platform that can grow and change with you. The emerging economies, outcome-based engagements, even shared engagements between you and even a partner firm. They put immense pressure on professional services, and that we need to adopt and maybe even change our end-to-end processes to adjust in real time to how things are going. So imagine a platform that allows you to modularly and seamlessly, even instantaneously, define your dynamic end-to-end processes, from quote of a simple productized service or more complex solution across an entire value chain with pricing, delivery, rev rec, billing, invoicing, all in a single platform that allows the business, no matter which side of that model you're on, from project planning to staffing to finance to senior management and steering committee level, being able to look and understand what is happening in your engagements. SAP provides the platform and the tools to be able to do that, whether you're traditional from a professional services standpoint, or you're continuing to evolve into other areas and offering additional services. The SAP platform can adjust and grow with you.